Everybody tells you as a real estate agent, you need to join a team to be able to scale.
But when you look at the profit margins, you look at the math, the solo agent model is actually the most profitable model there is. So let's stop and look at that. And that might make you a little uncomfortable. Look at the calendar.
Exactly. Therefore, look at your calendar from the last months. Look at the hours you work, the nights, the weekend, the missed dinner that you had with your family. And now look at your bank account. And does this work that you're putting is really matching the wealth that you're getting out of all those working hours?
For most real estate agents, the answer is going to be painfully no. And so when we are sold the dream of this industry, we are told you're going to be a business owner, that the income is unlimited, you are your own boss. But then the reality is most real estate agents are not their business owners. They're salespeople stuck on trying to get the next commission, and then that commission is siphoned apart. So let's walk that through that. You get a deal, you get a portion of that check, you pay your bills, you're starting at zero again, and every single time that deal closes, we have no more jobs, we have to work again. So the money stops flowing, and this isn't a business, this is a high stress job.
And hi, this is Alan Victoria Pinder with EXPI Realty. We lead the Prosperity Agent Organization, and we are here for you to unpack every details that you need to become prosperous.
Now, we don't recruit agents because of magical lead sourcing. We're partnering with people who want to get off that treadmill that we were just talking about. And if you are thinking about being a solo agent, you've probably heard to scale, you might want to look at a team, you want to get wealthy, you need a massive team behind you. You have to then herd all the cats. You have to split your commissions 50-50 with everybody, buyers, agents, sellers, the sellers underneath you. But this is mathematically not the best model at all. And when you look at the profit model, the solo agent at EXP combined with the financial systems that are already there is actually the most profitable lean business model in real estate today. But you have to look at the math.
Exactly. Therefore, my wife actually used to teach AP economy. And so we really don't look at the real estate emotionally. And we look at it as a mass problem because everything is about the number. If the number doesn't make sense for you, therefore you are in the wrong business. And right now, if you are in a traditional brokerage or in a franchise model, a mass is actually working against you. And let's solve it now.
Now let's start about let's solve for X, as you wanted to just say. Let's look at the franchise fee. How much are you paying? Let's just hypothetically say 6%. Maybe it's 5%, maybe you know your franchise fee. Then you look at the royalties that you have to pay for the privilege of using the logo. And let's be honest, that logo never sells a house. People say, oh, where am I going to get my branding? You're just scared. No, their branding does not bring any buyers or sellers to you. And then you have the splits, 70, 30, 60, 40, 80, 20 for us. Maybe it is amazing at 85, 15 somewhere, but at most places the splits never end. And if your cap is so high, you never actually hit that cap.
Exactly. Therefore, if you're producing $10 million in the volume that you're selling for your real estate sales, you're paying your broker something like $50 or $60, sometimes $100,000 in just a year. And for what? For a physical office that you rarely use, for a manager who doesn't sold a house in a whole of decade, or at EXP Realty, the mass is undeniably better for any solo agents.
Now, there's no royalty fees ever. There's no immediate 6% to EXP. The cap is $16,000 period. And then once you have 20 more call things, you get it back in stock, which means you're really not paying anything. And that means once you pay your $16,000, you're paying 100% of your commission. And I'm very excited about this because personally at the filming of this video, we are $500 away from hitting our cap to where we can then start running towards our 20 that I was just talking about. So like real life does matter. So imagine you closed your deals in November, a $10,000 check comes in, and you get to keep pretty much $10,000. And that's the difference between surviving and thriving. And I'm very excited about that, actually.
Exactly. But EXP Realty actually has a platform. This platform actually is a vehicle because the vehicles matters, but it matters more who is navigating it with you. This is where the most of recruiting pitches goes wrong.
And you've heard people talk about, oh, rev share. We're not talking about rev share. We're not talking about CRM. We're not talking about websites. We're not talking about logins. The last thing any of us need is another login, right? How many logins do you already have that you're not using? So if the CRM made you wealthy, we'd already be wealthy and be retired, right? That's just not how it works.
Exactly.
But At EXP, we have to understand you're not just joining EXP, you're joining how you join matters. And how you join at EXP means you have a sponsor. The sponsor does have some sort of rev share with you, but really they're there to make sure that your business is thriving with you. And then they do get part of that $16,000 that was paid in cap that goes towards them. Like half of that goes to the rev share, but really don't focus on that number. Focus on the point that these people are there to help you, and then that does kind of go away, especially when you go to the icon status where you get cap. So, and then this is really understanding these are the tools we need to build generational wealth.
And that's why we created actually a prosperity agents, because we are here that help you, because you know, by the way, that how to sell the home. And if you don't know it, we're gonna help you. There are courses, there are things that we can help you, educational material to get it to a speed. Now, we offer three-part value stack that you cannot get anywhere else. And we provide at zero cost for you if you get partner with us.
Now, the first one we're going to talk about is the financial freedom roadmap, because you know that up and down, you're rich one month, broke is at the next month. These are not the necessarily basic rules. And in economics, we teach everybody that the perfect economy grows at 3.14% every single year. So we love pi. And then my husband also comes in here with a math and physics background, so he can actually talk to you a little bit more about breaking down the check if you want to, how the numbers matter. But basically, I'm going to tell you the first thing we should be doing if you have debt like me. I had $300,000 in student loan debt. I know that $300,000, crazy, right? But you need to eliminate that debt. Then you want to track your net worth like a CEO, not a salesperson. And then we have to move our mindset away from scarcity and into prosperity, because that is really where we can build equity and assets.
Exactly. And my wife loved this part, because at EXP Realty, we have the opportunity to earn a stock, and the EXP stock is EXPI in NASDAQ. Actually, the ownership, and that stock is really the ownership of at EXP Realty, that you cannot get it anywhere else.
And as I told you get your 16, once you hit 20 deals, our 20 deal starts next week. I'm very excited. We wrote our run, because then we know we're going to get our $16,000 back that we paid in cap, that we're now going to get back in stock, which I can then buy more stock with, which means it's a very exciting opportunity when you hit icon status. And we teach you how to do that, how to leverage that, so that one day you can look at your stock accounts and say, hey, my net worth means I can say no to selling houses that are out of my area. Maybe I'll just work on my street. Maybe I won't work at all. But you can look at that. The second thing we're going to talk about is what?
Therefore, the second thing is AI-powered agent system. That's what we were talking about. We are not just talking about a generic CRM that you log in or your leads goes through or you put a campaign, but we are really talking about how we can build in a specific cutting-edge AI workflow, and we teach you how to use that AI or artificial intelligence to handle every follow-up with you, and to write you a description, to handle any marketing that you have for your real estate.
Now, also, I will tell you, anybody who joins us, we're going to get some of our NA and JSONs, so you can actually make sure that your BoldTrail, because we do use BoldTrail, is connected to what you're looking for, well, at least what we use. So we do share our AI tech that we use with anybody who partners with us. So you're not just working 8 hours a week, you're getting systems, you're getting tools, you're getting negotiating, and you can actually do all those other things that we're talking about. And the third thing we're going to talk about is CEO mindset and mentorship.
Exactly. Therefore, our agent acts like an employee of their clients, and they jump when the phone rings, and they have no boundaries, they have no business plan. And we hold weekly CEO and prosperity mastermind calls, and this is not this is like a high level energy gathering. Now, when you gather with the people like-minded like you that have the desire to take their business to the next level, and we look at that operational efficiency, and we help you to transition your identity from hustler to a business owner mindset.
Now, I understand being a solo agent sounds a little scary. It sounds lonely. You don't really, maybe you love independence. Maybe you're just afraid you're going to get lost in the crowd. And that is why, or you're being told you have to recruit because that's the only thing you can do. We didn't say recruit at all. You do not have to recruit a single agent at EXP to thrive. If you just want to sell homes and keep 100% of commission and talk about stocks, do it. That's what we did for a long time. And if you want to make more money than you're doing now, that's also an amazing opportunity. So you can do the attracting people and work on that part as well, but you don't have to at EXP. That's the thing. Everybody thinks you have to recruit, and you don't have to recruit. But basically, you want to make sure that we are understanding that brilliant agents can keep their money, and you want to make sure 10 years from now you have some sort of retirement plan. Your list is there. You're not just looking back at your past sales and what you bought. You're looking at what you saved, and that is really what we're talking about. You are a shareholder, not a salesperson, and you have systems.
Exactly. Therefore, you don't need to hire really a coach for thousands of dollars per month. You don't need to hire a chief technology officer. You don't need to have a wealth advisor. When you partner with us, with Prosperity Agent and EXPI Realty, you get all of it included. We have the blueprint for you, the roadmap, and we have the system in place. The only variable in this system is you. And if you're really to treat yourself and your career as a wealth building profession, we are here ready for you. Alan, Victoria, Piner in the description below.
But let's look at your numbers. I have a whole little system in the link where you can look at your numbers with the current split and see if this is the place where you actually want to thrive.
And my wife's name is Victoria, me Al. This is the Prosperity Agent organization, and we are ready to get work with you wherever you are. Thank you.